Do we have Team Legacy Star in the house? Do we have WFG in the house? Thank you so much. You will agree with me there's something special about WFG Convention 2025. Because for the first time in the history of this industry, 40 years of its existence, we had on stage at the same time, on the same day, the president of WFG, the president of Transamerica, and the president of Aegon. That has never happened before. So I want to begin by saying thank you so much to our president, Todd Buchanan, and the leadership at the Home Office. Because I know for this arrangement to be possible, where for the first time in 7 years, we have 2 arenas, it gave every single person the opportunity to max out their business. So let's give the Home Office a round of applause. Let's make some noise. Now, I want to share with you the purpose. 4 things about WFG. The first one is the opportunity WFG is giving to every single person to become an entrepreneur. The opportunity for you to change your story. The story of poverty to become rich. Because when you look at the whole world, there's nothing new about being poor. There's nothing new about poverty. However, what is new now is the fact that we have a solution to solve the problem of poverty. And that solution is World Financial Group. And so, if you are here today, I joined this company 8 years ago. So this is my 7th convention. I was poor. We were poor. Came from a background of nursing. I was a registered nurse for 10 years. I was a family nurse practitioner for 3 years. And as a nurse, I worked 3 jobs to make ends meet. Now let me describe to you how poor I was as a nurse. Myself and my wife would go to the grocery store to shop. We spend 1 hour shopping. We go to the counter to pay, and then we pay for half and we return half because we don't have enough money. That's called poverty. We go to the gas station to pump gas. Instead of filling the car, instead of filling the tank, we do just for $20. And then 4 days after, we come back to the same gas station to put gas for $20. That's called poverty. We will have 10 bills in front of us at the end of the month. And we are arguing about which bill should we pay first. We choose to pay 5 and we default on 5. And even the 5 that we pay, we're doing just bare minimum. That's called poverty. So if you were born poor, it's not your mistake. But if you die poor, it's not your mistake. Because World Financial Group has the solution to poverty. So we came to an event like this and we said, you know what, we're going to change our story. 7 years ago, Linda and myself, and did our first convention, we sat right there in the crowd in the back and we heard story after story. People come up stage and we realized the minimum wage for WFG for the convention was $250K. And we asked ourselves, what is this? Is this happening for real, or is it just some fairy tale? On that day, on that convention 7 years ago, we made up our mind to change our story. So, the decisions we're going to make here today will determine the stories we tell tomorrow. I am now here on stage I'm telling my story. It is a story of the decision I made 7 years ago. So if you are here today for the first time, and I'm talking to every single person over there, because I know this might be your first convention, perhaps somebody even made it and pushed you to be here, and you're wondering, what is this? It was the same question we asked 7 years ago. What is this? But we made a decision. And because of that decision we made, our stories have changed. And that's why I'm going to be here for the next 40 years building this thing. Because I know when I see the president of Egon say, I have your back, it gave me even more hope. And that's also why for the first time I brought my kids to the convention. We have Daniela in the crowd, we have Braden, we have Briella, and I have my beautiful wife Linda somewhere there, because they are paying attention. You know, when I saw what Rob Day did, thank you so much, Rob Day, for being our leader. Thank you so much for being there for the group. I want my kids to be just like yours, because I'm going to build this thing. It's called ownership. We have that in WFG. No one else has that. And we have true ownership. And the next time another person comes around you trying to recruit you into one of those companies, I want you to ask them, are you a publicly owned company, or are you an individually owned company? We are different, and that's what separates WFG from everyone else. And that's what we're going to continue to build, because I know I'm going to be here for 40 years, I'm going to hand it over to my children. It's called ownership, and it's called the power of being an entrepreneur. I couldn't do that as a nurse. Now let me tell you about number 2. Is the urgency of now. The fierce urgency of the moment. You saw what happened yesterday. People walk up stage making $1 million annually after joining this opportunity just 4 years ago. You've heard stories after stories. You saw them on stage this morning. Everybody told their story. You know why? Because they made a decision to join this industry. They came to a big event like this. They didn't say, let me go think about it. They started. They didn't say, you know what? My loved one is sick. I can't start now. Now is not the right time. They didn't say, I'm trying to finish up with school. Not the right time. They didn't say, my hands are too full. My plate is too full. They made a decision to begin. So if you are here and you're listening to the stories, the time for you to start is not tomorrow. It is today. Because if you want a big Iroko tree behind your house, when is the best time to have planted that tree? 20 years ago. When is the second best time to plant that tree? Today. So that's the fierce urgency of the moment. Your big time at the big shot, let's make it happen, make that decision happen today. I want to tell you about number 3. The mission of WFG, our crusade of no family left behind. You see, 40 years ago, when our founding fathers wrote the DNA of this company, it was embedded in helping families. I say a prayer to Rich Tolley and Cindy every single day. Thank you for being the co-founder of WFG. And I say thank you to my mentor, a visionary, Dr. Martin Crandall and Adeline Crandall, for accepting this opportunity and also giving this opportunity. And because of that, many people's stories have changed and will continue to change. Now, the crusade of no family left behind is huge and is the core of WFG. If you and I don't work hard, if we don't run fast, so many families are going to be left behind. How do we know that a family has been left behind? Every time you see a GoFundMe, it's a reminder that a family has been left behind. And there are 2 big reasons. There are 2 major reasons for which we see GoFundMes. A wedding is not one of them. Birthday party is not one of them. Baby shower is not one of them. Graduation party is also not one of the reasons for which we see a GoFundMe. When do we see a GoFundMe? Number one, when somebody dies. And number two, when somebody falls sick. Let's dig down deep to the root causes. The first one is death. Now, the average household in America and Canada, they rely on two incomes. Husband is working, wife is working for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. They do two jobs to make ends meet. Now, all of a sudden, one person dies. You're not left with half the income. Two incomes are barely not enough. Now you're left with half the income, but the financial responsibilities have not changed. They remain the same. As a matter of fact, it's now more. Funeral costs, other than top of that. What happens? They didn't have life insurance, they were left behind. That's why life insurance is sold, it's not bought. There's going to be nobody approaching you. Can you sell me life insurance? We have to approach them. Life insurance is sold, it's not bought. So every single time you see that GoFundMe goes, either because of probate court system or because they now have half the income, I want you to blame ourselves. We didn't reach to that family, we didn't reach out to that family fast enough. Let me talk about number two, being sick. Did you know? The number one cause of poverty is chronic illness and critical illness. I have a question for you. Especially if you're here for the first time. You've been working hard for the past 20 years, 10 years, 15 years, and been working really, really hard. But the question I want to ask you is, let's now say today was the last day at work. From tomorrow there shall be no more work. All you have left is your savings to live off of. That means pay your mortgage, pay rents, buy food, take care of your family. All you have to live off of from tomorrow moving forward is your savings. How long can you go before you start having financial difficulties? 1 month? 2 months? 3 months? I have question number two. Let's now say the reason for which you couldn't go to work is not because you choose not to go to work. Rather, it's because you were sick. It was a stroke. It was cancer. It was a heart attack. You were paralyzed in a car accident. Will that make your financial situation worse or better? I have question number 3. Is being sick a matter of if or matter of when? If we agree it's a matter of when, on the day the when happens, what do you have that replaces your income? That's the solution we have here in WFG. It is the importance of having life insurance. You see, many people out there will never know the value of life insurance until you and I reach out to them to sell them life insurance. That's how families get left behind. So you and I have a huge responsibility to go make a difference in America and Canada. Now, let me share with you about number 4 as I round out. I want to share with you the formula. Now you know what we do. If in case you're doubting what do they do, now if you're here at this convention, you just know the good things we do. Maybe we change the name from Working for God instead of World Financial Group. What do you guys think? Yeah. Can you tell we do good things to people? Yeah. So now you know. Now let me share with you the formula to become successful. Because to become successful, you and I have to go out there and help families. It's a double-edged sword. As you help families, you get rewarded. That's how your story is going to change financially, as you change the stories of others. So as you embark on this journey, I know you're pumped up, I know you're fired up, you're ready to go to become successful. But the journey on which you're going on is not going to be full of roses. I want you to expect that you're going to fail as you're on that journey. As you head on that journey to become successful, people are going to say no to you. When you approach them and tell them about the importance of life insurance, they're going to say, I am not interested. They're going to say no. But every single time you hear no, I want you to know that you're getting closer to a yes. Nobody ever became successful if they didn't go through the journey of a no and a no and a no. So as you head on that journey, I want you to know this. When you get to the sign, that's marked failure, which is somebody saying no to you. Don't say, you know what, I can't do this. Do not do a U-turn and go back home. I want you to know when you get to this sign, that looks like failure, success comes right after it. The difference between people who fail and those who succeed is that people that succeed, they keep going even after failure. Success is not the opposite of failure. Success is the ladder that gets you to success. So, the reason why I'm sharing this with you today is so that you don't get shocked. I want to give you the vaccination. And what does vaccination do? It prevents you from being killed. That's why we all receive vaccination. So I'm preparing your mind for what awaits you. Those who dare to fail are those who are going to do big things. So my question to you is, are you ready to go fail? Yes. Are you ready to make some big impacts? Yes. Are you ready to change families' lives? Yes. So I want you to write down the number 365. 365 is the goal you're going to set for yourself today. That means when you leave from here, you're going to talk to families and you're going to expect to get 365 no's. That's how you're going to become successful. Do you guys hear that? Yes. When you leave from here between now and next year, I want you to expect to get 365 no's. Whoever goes on the field, whoever goes on the sale, and 1 year from today, if you report 365 no's, I promise you, you'll be speaking on this stage the way I'm speaking today. So, here's the question I want to round up with. I want everybody to rise up. I want everybody to rise up because I want to know if you truly mean it. Our goal before the year ends, currently in WFG we have 90,000 licenses. There are so many of you here who are not your license. We want you to join us on this crusade of changing the world by getting licensed. Before the ball drops at the end of the year, we want to take it off at 100,000 licenses. Are you in with me on that? Yes! So now I want to ask you a question. Are you ready to make some big impact? Yes! Are you ready to make a big decision? Yes! Are you ready to go change the world? Yes! Are you ready to make sure no family left behind? Yes! Thank you guys so much. It's an honor speaking to you on stage. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we will see you again tomorrow. Have a great day.